Blue Couch Studio. Wanted to send you guys a quick video. I keep getting asked questions, wow, man, like you started a studio. That's pretty cool. Why would you want to start a studio? And why do you want to do all the things that you're doing? And obviously, a lot of people think it's cool. Other people, haters, like, oh, you can't do anything with that. And nobody starts studios anymore. Anyway, you hear it all, but I wanted to share the reason why I started, and it's pretty personal to me. And obviously, everybody does things for their own reasons. For me, it was definitely more of a personal reason than a business reason. But at the same time, I love business. I love being in business and service to other people. I mean, I've been in a service business my whole life, so it just goes hand in hand. So something I love, and being of service to other musicians, helping them get their music put down, and being a service to the city of Tulsa, like helping artists grow. So I'm definitely in it from the heart side. But back to why I started. So my dad, who gave me my last name, Blue, hence the name Blue Couch, and we're on a blue couch. He has been the biggest influence in my life from many perspectives, from music, from raising me up, to be the guy that I am today. But he took me to guitar lessons when I was a kid. I mean, I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I was probably 5th grade, 6th grade, somewhere around there. And I loved guitar. I was hooked immediately, and put all my heart and soul into learning guitar, music, and all those things. And met a lot of great people along the way. But as I was growing up, my dad was in a band called Bliss. He's in several bands, but at that time, the one that was the most influential to me was his band when he was in high school and beyond. Basically, his first band, if I recall correctly, called Bliss. And those guys wrote some great music. If I had to describe the genre, it's classic rock, but it was early 70s type stuff. But if you compare it to some of the other music at that time, Led Zeppelin, who else? All those early 70s guys like Skynyrd, classic rock type genre. He and his group Bliss, they were right there hanging with all the best talent at that time. And I've only met Dana, if I remember correctly. He's the guitar player, singer, songwriter. What's up, Dana Martin? I've only met him when I was younger, and of course my dad. I don't know much about the other members other than what I've heard from my dad. But when I was young growing up, I really looked up to that. I was like, wow, like when you were in high school, when you were beyond high school, you were out there making music, making moves. I believe they went to LA and recorded some stuff, and then they came back to Oklahoma for whatever reason. And one of the coolest things they did, besides all the music they made, which was awesome, and the festivals, they actually played festivals back then. My dad's got some flyers of these cool festivals they played, but was one of the coolest things they did is they played for at the Canes Ballroom, the legendary Canes Ballroom, and they were the opening act for the Sex Pistols. And my dad has been barraged about this from OK Pop, asking about, what was it like and all sorts of stuff. And he's, just like, wow, like I never thought it would be that big, and he can share that story way better than I can. But they opened for the Sex Pistols, which I don't believe they did very many U.S. shows, 6 or 7 shows in the U.S. That's it, and then they were done. And so the fact that they hit Tulsa, Oklahoma, they were just trying to come in as a bunch of punk kids, and they wanted to play the most country, at that time, country attracting venue, which Cain's was, kind of a gospel country venue. And it was just cool that he was part of that history. And it really is history now. Like the Cain's Ballroom is going to be celebrating 100 years next year, 100-year anniversary. That's amazing. That thing has been around that long. I don't even know how it's still standing. And then the Sex Pistols actual show was 45 years ago. So it was a long time ago. So back in 76, 77, I believe, 78, somewhere around that range. So my dad has been playing music a long time, and he's never stopped. So he still plays. So as you get older and you start to, make a career for yourself and build up some money and things, you start to stop wanting to do things just to make money and make ends meet. You start wanting to do things that are meaningful and that, that pay back to others. And that's where the studio comes in. So just recently, one of my dad's bandmates passed away. One of his, the bass player, I believe his name is Richard Stalker. And, rest in peace, sir. I never had the pleasure of meeting him, but the mortality of our lives just comes to play when this happens. And, as my dad gets older and we start to see, some, of his bandmates pass away, it just brings life into full perspective. And so what it got me thinking about is, first off, I'd love to play music again, and I always love music. I've always loved it, and I would love to get together with my dad and perform and play. But at the same time, my dad has had stuff like equipment, things that he has that he started to pass down to me and say, hey, I'd like to put this in your music room or put this in your studio. And it just got me thinking about stuff. It's like, you know what? Like if it wasn't for Bliss, and that influence when I was a kid, and my dad being the musician he was, I wouldn't be the musician I am. And so it makes me want to take and pay that forward. So one of the projects we're going to be working on, or we are currently working on here in Blue Couch, is we're going to remake 3 Bliss songs. I've chosen them carefully with my dad, one of which is going to be a song that majorly influenced me when I was growing up playing guitar, called Burning Witch. And my dad tells this really cool story about that song, about how they were recording in a studio and they kept smelling the smell of something burning, and just helped them name the song. Anyway, they just had this creepy demeanor about it. When you hear the song, it's definitely 70s rock, but it has like this Black Sabbath metal type vibe to it. And I love that kind of music. So that's one of the ones we're going to be modernizing, and that's one of the ones we're going to produce out here. The other 2 are a little bit more personal to my dad. I asked him, hey, if I get this studio built, what songs would you want me to do? What are the songs that, number 1, you would want me to, what would you want to do a remake if you could remake any Bliss songs? And he chose 2. One is When the Sun's Going Down. The other one is The Tide. And so those are going to be our projects, and I'm super excited about them. I've got some musicians together to try to help put these together. And I'm still actually maybe even looking for some musicians that can help be part of this. But it's going to christen the studio, and it's going to be the projects that hopefully will make, this Blue Couch Studios set up the right way, with the right respect, paying the right dues to the people that really influenced me the most when I was young and throughout my life. So that's it. That's why we're doing this. And obviously with as many people I know that play music and love music, we've got I've got a lot of people that are interested and also doing some recordings here too. So I'm going to be doing as many projects as I can once this Bliss stuff gets done. And I'm going to be taking on whatever we can do out here. So I'm super excited about it. But that's why I did this. It's turned into this really cool studio slash business slash whatever you want to call it, and I'm super excited for the future and what's to come of it. Thanks for listening to my rant. I would also like to let you guys know I'm going to link, check out the OK Pop podcast with my dad in there, talking about that Bliss night, or that 45th anniversary, the night they played with the Sex Pistols. And check that out. That stuff's cool. Most of you guys probably already checked it out, but it's just fitting that we're doing this with the studio and trying to get these Bliss songs remade, remodernized, and at the same time of this anniversary. So it just happened to work out that way. And I'm a big believer in fate. I'm a big believer in, I guess you could call it, things happen for a reason. And so there's a higher power looking down and made things happen for this studio so that we can do this. So super excited. But anyway, just wanted to send you guys off with that. Check it out. Take care.